The hardest part of becoming an engineering manager is not learning new skills. It's letting go of who you used to be. And almost no one prepares you for this change. Most engineers think the transition is about learning how to manage people, give feedback, run meetings, or deal with stakeholders. And yes, you will need all of that. But those are not the parts that break people. What actually breaks people is something much quieter. You wake up one day and realize that the things that made you valuable don't work anymore. When you were an engineer, your value was obvious. You solved problems, you shipped things, you could point to your work and say, that's mine. Even when it was stressful, it was clean. You knew where you stood. Then you move into management, a completely different world. And suddenly your days are full, but nothing feels finished. You are busy, but you cannot point to a single thing you built. You spend your time in conversations, decisions, trade-offs, and tensions that don't resolve neatly. And this is where many new managers quietly panic. They think, I'm not doing real work anymore, so they try to stay who they were. They keep jumping into execution. They keep fixing things themselves. They keep trying to prove they are still the smartest person in the room. But not because they are bad managers, but because they are grieving an identity. Nobody tells you this part. Nobody tells you that becoming a manager means becoming less visible. Nobody tells you that success will feel slower, messier, and less satisfying at first. Nobody tells you that your old instincts will work against you this time. So here's a pattern I see all the time. A new engineering manager says, I just want to help. So they step in, they rewrite code, they rework decisions, they answer questions too quickly. And for a while, everyone is relieved. Until the team stops thinking, until people stop owning problems, until the manager becomes the bottleneck. Yes, the bottleneck. And then the manager feels even more exhausted and confused. So this is the paradox. The better engineer you were, the harder these transitions can be, because you are used to being valuable by doing. Management asks you to be valuable by not doing. That doesn't mean being passive, no. It means choosing a different kind of impact. The real transition is internal. You go from I add value by solving problems to I add value by creating clarity to my team. You go from I'm proud of what I built to I am proud of who I helped grow. And that shift takes time. This is why so many people say management feels uncomfortable, lonely, or even disappointing at first. It's not because they are failing. It's because they are still measuring themselves with the wrong ruler. So here's the part that matters. There are only two ways to survive this transition. The first is education. You have to learn what management actually is, not from titles, not from job description, but from understanding how organizations work, how humans work, how power works, incentive and systems interact. That's why I have intentionally created short, focused episodes on this channel, because you don't need more information. You need repetition, perspective, and real-world framing. The second is commitment. Yes, commitment. You need to decide that 1 or 2 hours per week will be dedicated to your development as a manager. Reading, watching, reflecting, practicing. Not when you have time, because you never will, but because this is now part of your job. And here's something very important. Do not rely only on advice from other engineering managers around you. Many of them are still learning too, and often they are learning through personal trial and error. That means their advice is filtered through their own personality, their fears, and their context. Experience is valuable, but experience without reflection is just habit. This is why companies like Google, Amazon, or Meta don't rely only on internal experience. They bring in people with deep cross-industry management skills and experience, because leadership principles don't change. They don't. Only environments do. Leadership is not rocket science, but it does require intentional effort. And the good news is this: if you were able to learn complex technical systems, you are more than capable of learning management. The hardest part is not intelligence, it's letting go of the version of yourself that got you here. If you are in this transition right now and feel uncomfortable, lost, or strangely dissatisfied, that doesn't mean you made a mistake. It means you are standing in the middle of the shift. And you don't have to do it alone. If you have questions, write them in the comments, email me. If something feels confusing, say it out loud. This channel exists exactly for that. In the next episodes, we will move from understanding the transition to building the skills that actually make this role work. Because becoming a good engineering manager is not about becoming someone else. No, it's about becoming a different version of yourself. So, thank you for your time. See you in the next video.